Sixers fans, welcome back to the show. I'm your host, Lawrence Arnell, and this is Sixers City, where we talk Sixers basketball. And no, I did not make a show following the Sixers loss to the Orlando Magic. I did not make a show because I was not sure that I could control my emotions after what went down in that game. I'm kidding. Quite frankly, work absolutely handed me my ass. When I was supposed to be filming that episode of the show, I was at work pulling a double shift because my line of work is absolutely madness. But I can't say that I wanted to film a show after that. Because I was really disappointed at the way that game shook out. As you guys know, Tyrese Maxey was injured in that game. He got hurt. It was unclear for a long time. I don't know if anybody's actually made any sort of determination as to when Tyrese actually got hurt. I know there was a couple of plays, one where he went down with Paolo Banchero. But to me, it's pretty clear that he actually responded to the pain in his hand after this particular confrontation with Jalen Suggs, where he was coming up to court. And Jalen Suggs, like quite clearly, grabs Tyrese's hand. Now, I could think of several reasons why I don't want to face a Jalen Suggs. Right. In the times that I've seen the Sixers play the Magic, Jalen Suggs absolutely seems to get off. When he plays the Sixers. I don't want to see him. I don't like playing against him. I don't want to see the ball in his hands. But if Jalen Suggs is the kind of player who is grabbing another player's hand while they're facing off at midcourt, that's a whole other reason why I don't want to be playing against a guy like that. Because here we are with a star player in a preseason game, and Jalen Suggs is grabbing the guy's hand like it's the playoffs. Like, why are you doing anything? First of all, that's illegal. Second of all, that could risk hurting another player. So Jalen Suggs grabs Tyrese's hand, and shortly after that, like immediately after that, Tyrese responds by grabbing his hand, and then in the next play, he raises a hand like yo, get me out of here. He misses the rest of the game. Obviously, we take that loss. It's preseason. Who really cares? But here we are with a fourth player in questionable physical condition. 3 of them we've lost in preseason games. Prior to that, Jared McCain went down at the end of the game against the Nets. And before that, Paul George goes down in his first appearance as a Sixer. Not great. Now, far be it from me to be questioning the wizard, that is Nick Nurse, former coach of the year, NBA champion. You guys tune into these videos for my hindsight. Nick Nurse gets paid for foresight. And it begs the question, why is Tyrese Maxey in this game? I'm not asking the question, but it certainly begs it. I'm not asking because Nick Nurse is has far more basketball knowledge than I do. I'm wondering what the reward is for the risk of having the last standing star of this team at that time on the court in a preseason game. I don't know if the reward was worth the risk. I don't know if there was anything to be gained from it. I don't think there was. I see no harm in letting Tyrese ride that out and not being out there head-to-head with a guy like Jalen Suggs who's going to be grabbing his hand at midcourt in a preseason game. I think it was a pretty shady move and not necessarily the best decision on behalf of the organization. That said, it does not appear that all hope is lost. While still Joel Embiid is still not scrimmaging. He was in practice today. We got some footage from Keith Pompey, right? Keith Pompey's got some footage here of Joel Embiid and Paul George doing a little two-man stuff here after practice, okay, which is great. This shows that Joel is out there making moves, right? He's not scrimmaging, but he is doing some basketball motion, which is good to see. Paul George is out there doing some basketball movement, which is good to see. All right. And from Sam DiGiovanni on X, Nick Nurse said that limiting Joel Embiid's scrimmage in practice is the new normal for him and the Sixers. Nurse added that Embiid is moving pretty good right now and that he still gets plenty of work in. This is so strange to me because I don't know who was actually prepared to see Joel Embiid be handled with such kid gloves in the preseason. We know he got hurt in the first. He was hurt during the first round of the playoffs last year against the Knicks. So be it. But when he was made available for the Olympics, he made the trip to France. When they offered him the huge extension, I don't know that anybody was really prepared to be finding out at this point in the game that Joel's knee is not really ready for the season. Like, this came as a total surprise to me. If you knew about this, if there was some underground information out there that people knew about that. It wasn't made widely available, at least not to my knowledge. And I'm no Shams Charania, but you know, I do follow the team, okay? And so that it's kind of concerning that we are treating Joel with such kid gloves during the preseason, but it is good to hear Nick Nurse say that Joel is looking good enough that he's not fully concerned. They're just kind of working the knee back into game shape. From Jacob Moreno, all right, good sign for Joel Embiid. Tim Bontemps said he's confident Embiid will play in the Sixers season opener. All right, seems there's little concern about Maxey, which is also great news. Paul George doing solo work is encouraging, but we'll know more tomorrow. While Paul George did not practice with the team, this is again from Sam DiGiovanni. Paul George doing some jogging after the Sixers practice. Nick Nurse said George didn't participate in practice today, that he'll have a better idea of his status after reevaluation. It sounds like we don't know if we're going to get Paul George on opening day, but Paul was out there moving around. Like we said, after practice, he was doing some two-man stuff with Joel. During the practice, he was out there pumping his legs, pumping his elbows, got the elbows pumping. He's bouncing while he runs. Doesn't look like he's treating himself real gingerly. But I don't know if we're going to have Paul George opening night. Sam DiGiovanni has Nick Nurse saying Tyrese Maxey was a full participant in practice. Joel Embiid and Jared McCain participated in parts. Quite frankly, I don't know if we're going to have Joel Embiid for the opener, but we will have Tyrese Maxey, which is giving us some hope. It's going to be an interesting season watching these guys load manage two of the highest paid players in the history of the league, and seeing how far we can take that. Your guess is as good as mine, guys. Overall, this is more positive news than negative. We have footage of the players looking like they are ready to play some basketball. The amount of basketball is up for question, and we shall see. Again, I will not be at the home opener. I will be at the Pistons game. Currently looking at some options to make it out to some other games and hoping that my job doesn't tie me up the way it did this weekend and prevent me from coming here to make videos for you guys. I appreciate all the love and support, the comments in the comment section, the likes on the videos, the subscriber count going up. However, incrementally, I ain't mad. This is a very niche situation we're in here, and I'm in my basement talking about my team. I appreciate you guys joining me for that. If you are enjoying the content, feel free to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I don't know, maybe share it. Share it with your friends and see if they think I'm full of crap about my takes on the Sixers. And in the meantime, do yourself a favor, get close to God, and whatever you do, do good first. All right. Peace.